Thank you. Thank you. I'm not sure if you guys listened to Dallin's set. I hope you did. He had this really small moment that I noticed that I'm not sure other people did. He talked about being on a plane and if it crashes into the water and getting onto a raft, and then he said, "I've seen Titanic." I don't think you've seen Titanic. There's a very clear difference between your story and the Titanic. Can we talk about Titanic? Has it been long enough? Can we talk spoilers of Titanic? The ending where Rose is telling the story of the Titanic and she finishes and her grandkids are like, "Gee, Grandma, you never told us that story before." And Rose is like, "Well, I never told it to you." And then the evening comes on and she throws the jewel into the ocean for no reason. There was no reason. They were looking for it the whole movie. And she's like, nah, just throws it into the ocean. And then she goes to sleep and dies, and the camera pans down to the Titanic that's in the wreckage, and then all of a sudden it revives and it's back to the normal boat again, and it's beautiful. The golden hallways, and then Rose is walking through into the entryway where she sees Jack. What? What? Hold on, let's rewind. Her grandkids never knew about Jack because she never told them about it. And when she dies, that's the man she goes to see. Are you guys hearing me? She had grandkids, which means she had a husband, and that her and that husband had kids, and those kids had kids. That is her family. And when she dies, she goes to Jack, a guy she knew 3 days on a boat. Which also, if I was part of the Titanic experience, and then I died and was back on the boat, I would assume I'm in hell. She had a family. Do you think her husband's sitting there in heaven like, Rose, where are you? Where'd you go? Rose? She left her family. She left her family, her husband, her kids, and her kids' kids, all for Leonardo DiCaprio. Oh, I get it. Thank you. I might look like an idiot, I might not. I'm sorry, are you Chase Hansen? Okay, so we have former Utah linebacker here, Chase Hansen, everybody. I'm so glad, because when I saw you, I put this joke in the set just for you. BYU is proof that God does not care about football. That or BYU is the wrong religion. And whatever they're preaching there down south might be onto something. Don't you love watching those post-game interviews? Like, I'd like to thank God for this victory. And like, didn't you smash a liquor bottle over a teenager's windshield the other day? You think God's up there like, give him the victory. He earned that one. I just turned 30. Thank you. Which means I'm finally old enough to play a teenager in a Disney movie. I keep sending them my headshots. They keep saying, "Lose weight, fatty." It's not fair that overweight women get to be called plus-sized, but overweight men are just fat. No. From here on out, I'm not fat. I'm king-sized. And I'm not king-sized, I'm depressed. The other day, this guy came up to me and he goes, "Hey, are you gay?" And I said, "No." And he goes, "Oh, well then you need to lose weight." Did I miss something here? Do gay people get a hall pass of being overweight? I've never gone to the doctor's office and he was like, "Well, you're a little fat. Hope you're gay." I'm not gay, but I am a big fan of Queer Eye. Season 4, July 19th, yo! I even tried the French tuck and I realized it just makes me look more fat. It looks like my gut sucked it in. That Tan France is full of it, and I love him. Do you think the marketing team for Tiki Torch factories know when something racist is about to happen by a sudden spike in sales? Like, hey, we just doubled our sales last week. All right. Oh, no. What's going on this week? It's a parade. Oh, no. There's a racial or equality parade. It's the Gay Black Women's March for Equal Pay. Oh, no. Call the police, call the mayor. We have a situation on our hands. Okay. I know despite the way I look, I am Mormon. I'm not a good Mormon though. For example, I can't stop saying Mormon. And if we're being honest, I don't think I ever will. But I just there's things I should have learned at a younger age that I'm just now learning. Like, did you know Jesus had a brother? Not only did Jesus have a brother, Jesus had a brother named James who was an apostle. I just learned that. And by the silence in this room, so did you. I feel so bad for James because in any other household, being an apostle, major accomplishment. In his household, not so much. Can you imagine how his parents introduced them? Like, oh yeah, this is my son Jesus. He's the savior of the world from eternal damnation. And this is my son James, and he follows. Or maybe it was the parents' idea, you know? Maybe Joseph was like, listen, Jesus, your brother, he grew up in Bethlehem, New York, right? Jesus, your brother, he doesn't have many friends. So maybe next time when you go fishing with your friends, you bring them along. Your mother and I would be very appreciative if you did that. I like to think that if James were still alive today, he'd be hosting a podcast. Like, hello, welcome to Talking Apostles. I'm James Christ. Today's episode, we sit down with the first president of the church, one of the first apostles. You might know him by his former name, Cephas, or even Simon. Today he goes by Peter. He sits down and talks to us about the difficulties of trying to walk on water and turning Romans into Vincent van Gogh paintings. All that and more on today's episode. Stick around. Support for this podcast is brought to you by ChristianMingle.com. Hey, I'm Tanner Rahlf. Thank you guys very much.